Hello everyone, welcome to my life advice page. I am Nikki the Boss, also known as Nicole Miranda. A little disclaimer, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my YouTube video, and also follow me on Instagram, my personal page, Nikki the Boss _ aka Nicole Miranda. Basically the real Nicole Miranda. As I've shared in the past videos, I want to utilize this platform to basically share my life and advice and the changes within me. That's why it's Nicole Miranda and Nikki the Boss. Well, Nikki the Boss is my alter ego. But anyway, on to the video. This is part 2 of my first video, understanding the natal birth chart. My natal birth chart to kind of understand life and understand the awareness, as I said in my other video. If you haven't checked out part 1, please check that out first before you watch this video, just because, you know, you'll kind of understand so you're not lost. Like, wait, what are you talking about last video? Even though, like I said, this is a separate video for that, so you can continue watching this if you like. I always like to set the stage for my videos and for my newcomers. Send some positive energy your way and just really being in tune and being one in this video, and to give you understanding of life and how I will utilize the experiences in my life. And for today's topic, which is part 2, for understanding astrology, I'm still learning, so bear with me as I go. For those of you who are awakened and aware, so this is just a glimpse of my natal chart. So for me, I'm January 15. I am a Capricorn, and so I am a mountain goat, and we have to climb a very big mountain and hurdles to become enlightened, okay? Because we are very old souls as well. In the chart, there are 12 houses, and the first house actually starts with Aries. And just so I can give you some information on the 12 houses, and then I'll go with my what's in my chart, because I don't have all the houses and I don't have all the planets and I don't have all the signs. Clearly none of us do. So the first house is Aries, which is, it represents life. It is the house of self. It shows the physical appearance, the traits, the characteristics of one. The second house is Taurus. It's the gains, the house of value. So basically material and money and possessions and self-worth. Number 3 is Gemini. This is the house of order, house of communication. Basically, you can communicate good as a Gemini. You are very happy, intelligent, and you achieve things. You're very on the go, very euphoric. The 4th house is Cancer. It's the parent, represents the parent. House of home and family. Ancestry, heritage, roots, early foundation and environment, mother or caretaker, housing and the household, neighborhood matters, comfort, tidiness, and pets. The 5th house is Leo. It's the house of children, of pleasure. The children, you know, they like to play, they're playful. So it's recreational leisures, enjoyment and entertainment, games, gambling, risk, romance, children, conception, so having babies, creative, self-expressive. I'm sorry. Virgo represents health, is the house of health. They concentrate on taking routines and tasks and goals. They're very skilled and they're trained. They're all about employment, having a good job, serving others. They like to do community things, serve the homeless. Overall health. Libra is the spouse, is the house of partnership. So they're known for, like, getting into marriages and having business and things with legality, diplomacy, agreements, contracts, and they like to have things by the books. They dedicate a lot to that, to the spouse. They dedicate a lot to their spouse and to their house and to their home. Scorpio is the 8th house. And this represents death. It's the house of transformation. The cycles of death and rebirth, sexual relationships and commitments of all kind, joint funds, finances, other person's resources. Resource meaning that you like when people rely on you. Karma and spirituality. So you're all about, Scorpios are all about karma and being spiteful a little bit sometimes. But they're also spiritual. Regeneration, self-transformation. The 9th house is Sagittarius. That represents journeys, house of philosophy, travel and foreigners, culture, journeys, religion, law and ethics, education, learning knowledge, experience through expansion, things long-term, hope. The 10th house is Capricorn, which means kingdom. It represents the kingdom, the house of enterprise, ambition, motivation, career, status in society, government, father or authority, notorious, victory. So, and I am a Capricorn, so that's just one trait that you can see in myself, and if you are any of these other zodiac signs. The 11th house is Aquarius. It represents friendship, house of blessings, friendships and acquaintances of like-minded people, of attitudes, belonging. You want to belong, you want to be fulfilled, you like group things, communities, volunteering, higher associations, you like to be with people who have a higher status, connectiveness, love. You benefit from the efforts of your love and desires. You always get what you desire and wish for. You can be wealthy if you choose to, honestly. Pisces it represents rehabilitation. It's the 12th house. It's basically the last house. So basically Aries is the first, meaning like almost like the baby, the beginning of life. That's why it is the life house. And Pisces is the last house of undoing. So you kind of went through all these cycles of the zodiac, and now you're undoing all those things that you've done. Like, this is the house that represents seclusion and retreating, cleansingness, being secretive, mysterious, privacy and sacrifice, unconscious and subconscious dreaming. You're like a dreamer, and it's funny because I know some Pisces and some of them are dreamers. Abundance, extremities, so you're full of abundance. You get things always come to you. You're always receiving blessings, even though you may go through hardships, because you love so much. Healing and peacefulness. It's the finale and the completion. So this is all of the 12 houses of the zodiac, and just a brief description of what each zodiac represents and where it is in the house. So now we have to understand that when in your chart, you may not have certain houses. So for instance, in my chart, we're going to come to my chart and understand a little bit more about me. And this is why I was saying this is almost like a map to decoding your life, okay? So I have my first house present, because some people don't even have their first house. They might have their second house first, or their third house first, and then their fourth house, and so on. So that's why it's important for you to do your own research on when your birthday is and what time of day, and so you can kind of see where your houses are and what planets are in your house. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I am going to just give you a briefing of the houses that I have and what I have in my houses. And then in my third video, I'll actually explain it more, just because, like I said, I like to keep my videos between 15 to 20 minutes. And so, unless it's like super deep, but like I said, this is me. I just want you to understand a little bit of who I am. So, okay, like I was saying, in my first house, so I have Capricorn and Sagittarius, right? So I have the sun in Capricorn, and then I have Neptune in Capricorn. All right, and then I have Sagittarius, which I have it 3 times in my first house. I have Sagittarius 3 times. So I have Capricorn twice in my first house. I have Saturn in Sagittarius, and then I have Uranus in Sagittarius. So these are pretty much like strong signs in my first house. We already know that the first house is Aries, which it represents life, the house of self, physical appearance, traits, and characters. In my second house, I have just Aquarius as my zodiac, and then I have Venus and Mercury as my planets. And in the second house, we know that Taurus is the ruler of gain, money, value. So as far as money and value and self-possession, self-materials, so that's in my second house, okay? Aquarius, Mercury, and Venus. So, as I said, I'm going to get deeper into that in my next video. So the fourth house is in Aries, okay? And the planet is Jupiter. So in my fourth house, I have once again Aries. So fourth house represents Cancer. Fourth house represents Cancer, the parent, the house of home and family. So basically this is how I portray my family and what makes that part of my life important. And it's an Aries, which is once again representing of life and appearance and improvement and beginnings and everything like that. So man, this gets deep, to be honest. I have 10th house represented in my chart. So far I have the first house, the second house, the fourth house, and now the 10th house. I'm sorry it sounds a little bit confusing, only because it is confusing, and this is what I said, this is like a code. But when you do understand what each planet represents, which I said I will do in my next video, that's when you'll kind of understand it better. I just kind of want to give you the houses I have, the planets, and the zodiac signs that are in my personal houses. So remember, the 10th house represents Capricorn, which is the kingdom, the house of enterprise, ambitions, motivation, career, government, social status, you know, what we will do in the world as far as like leadership and stuff like that. So Scorpio is present in my Capricorn house, okay? And Pluto is also there. So, like I said, we'll get into that in my next video, what that means, okay? I have 11th house present. And the 11th house is Aquarius, the friendship, the house of blessings, you know, like the fulfillment of happiness, of finding happiness with others. So love, the wealth, being able to have wishes and they being fulfilled. The groups and community, being involved in groups and community, volunteering, being around people who are like-minded. So this is what's in my, I have 11th house present, meaning that I do have, you know, I have the Aquarius in me. But the zodiac that's in there from my personal traits are Sagittarius. Once again, Sagittarius is around me. Sorry, Sagittarius represents me a lot, to be honest. It's like I'm a Capricorn, but I have a lot of Sagittarius traits. It's funny, because my daughter's father is a Sagittarius. And then the planets that I have there are Mars and the Moon in my 11th house. So check out my next video to understand now more of the zodiacs that are in my house and the planets that are in my house, so that you can understand the traits and really who I am and what they represent, and if they resonate with you. Because when some things resonate with you as a person, then it's like we have compatibility and we might just click on that level and you might like my videos. Okay, so once again, thank you, and make sure to follow me on my Instagram pages. I appreciate you for watching. As I said, I like to keep these videos between 15 to 20 minutes. So if you want to catch my actual meanings of the zodiacs and my planets and the houses that are in them, please check out my next video. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe my videos. Thank you for joining. Nikki the Boss, also known as The Real Nicole Miranda. Thank you. Peace, love, and happiness always.